How's it going, everybody? I'm UpNorth Airsoft, and today's video I'm going to be reviewing the VFC Elite Force MP5A5. If you guys haven't checked my unboxing video, I did give out my first reactions of this gun, and it kind of explains why the box is a little bit ripped, but other than that, let's get into this. You get yourself your standard H&K box with no compromise on there for you, and I guess I can't even open up a box when I'm just trying to do a review as well. These boxes are a little bit impossible to open sometimes, or maybe just boxes don't like me. Finally, I got the box open. Well, once you get the box open, you're going to be greeted with the MP5 itself wrapped in plastic. And I have to say, this is well packaged. You're not going to find any styrofoam or any Jesus take the wheel kind of package in this. But in here, you are going to get your standard Elite Force paperwork and a manual. It's kind of interesting that they made the A4 and A5 manual as one, so I kind of like it. To go over the manual real quick, it shows you how to load your magazine, change a battery, all sorts of hoo-has and stuff like that. There's not really need to go through this thing because I will be your manual for this journey. Once you push your paperwork and plastic to the side, your magazine is going to be right around over here for you. But when I watch other videos of people unboxing and reviewing these guns, I've never seen one of these magazines come in a box. Kind of strange. Once you finally learn how to open up a second box, the magazine is going to be wrapped up in plastic, just like the MP5 itself. This is a full metal high cap mag that's holding around 200 BBs. I've heard a lot of people have issues with these magazines, such as wobbling or they just come straight out of the magazine if you just pull hard enough. With me, mine just doesn't click into place just right. I kind of have to hit the bottom. That's not too big of an issue for me. When I did first get this, I was a little surprised on the weight. It's a little heavy, but I didn't know what to expect too much for myself from never owning an MP5 until now. Let's just take this out. And before anybody asks, the company I bought this MP5 from was nice enough to paint the orange tip for me. And before you ask, yes, I do live in the US. If you look close enough, you can tell that the orange is starting to show because the paint's starting to rub off. This is a mixture of a polymer and metal rifle, just like the real MP5, but it's not made out of steel. I do like the A5 model just a little bit more than the A4. This one does come with a retractable stock, and the handguard is a little more rounder and it feels a little bit better in the hands, but that's just my opinion. The controls on the MP5 are ambidextrous, and you are given safe, semi, and full auto, and they click into place really nice, but they are going to be a little bit stiff when you first get this gun. I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit nervous when I first got this gun about the size of the pistol grip and trigger because I have smaller hands. But the more and more I use it, the better and more comfortable I get with this thing. But in the front of the gun, you get a nice well-textured hand grip, and the charging handle is also a little bit textured. Speaking of the charging handle, you can HK slap this gun, and it's kind of fun to do when you're just sitting around doing nothing. But the charging handle also doubles as a way to get to your hop-up unit, which is located right here on the right side of the gun. You also have your standard MP5 sights right here. And right here in the back, you do have your adjustment for different size apertures you would like to use. But there is something on the MP5 that I never knew about. There's actually two magazine releases. You got a paddle style and a push button style. I just feel like I'm all over the place with this review because I did forget to mention that on the very end of the gun you get your orange tip and you get a -14mm counterclockwise threading, which you can add suppressors and tracer units with. On the A5 model, you are going to find your battery connections right here in the handguard. All you got to do is push this body pin that's on the other side of the gun, pull it out, and you'll be able to pull off the handguard, showing your Tamiya connections right there. This is one of the cons for getting the A5 model. You don't have a lot of space to fit in the handguard. I was lucky enough to fit this 11-1 LiPo in there. But if you want something with a little more space, I would recommend the A4 model because the connections are in the stock and you have a lot more room in that one. But let's get into some shooting. This is shooting about around 370 FPS with a .20 gram BB, which makes it a little too hot for indoor fields, but this gun does come with a quick chain spring system in its gearbox, so you can just get that lowered down if you'd like.
I'm ready.
There is a very common issue with this MP5 that people like to say that when you shoot this thing a little too much, that around the motor grip it does get a little too hot. But I've heard from some people if you change out the spring, it won't do that anymore. My final thoughts on this gun is that for around $350, it's definitely worth the price. But if you're interested to get your own, you can pick one up at any airsoft retailer such as Evike, Airsoft GI, MIR Tactical, and so forth. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. What did you guys think about the MP5? I surely am liking it myself. I believe my next gun should be the Jag Scatter gun, but I wouldn't hold your breath. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more airsoft content. And always, have a wonderful day.